Is that a wolf in the snow? It turns out no, it is not. I believe it was a lynx.
It's another four-legged animal.
That is probably a cousin to a wolf. Ooh, what does it mean? New
Let's
Witcher.
look into it for the next 5 years before the game comes out.
New Witcher game. Does that come out before the Cyberpunk multiplayer? Place your bets now.
They didn't cancel that yet?
No.
Dum.
But they are moving to Unreal 5. So
Plus.
It should be sexy.
Hey, Gamers 2 Podcast.
Hey.
Coming at you. Your weekly roundup of news and commentary related to the video game industry and anything else that might pique our interest.
Peak. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a good segue.
I don't either.
Are there new releases
I
this
do
week?
have a minor thing I'm going to do, though, so you keep talking. Yes, there are new releases.
So let me tell you about my week. It was rather boring. And we're back.
I wasn't sure if I was going to have to interrupt you or you were going to do it yourself, but it was basically going to be the same thing. Like, all right, and we're done listening to that. Yeah, so there are new releases. I mean, I know there's, F1 started. Spring training's underway because baseball's back, baby.
We're at a turning point in life.
It's all coming up, Gamers 2. Minus, bad brain issues.
Bad brain.
Bad brain. All right, anyway, new releases. eTora for the PC, I think. I would assume that's eTora, not iTora. iTora, you, Tora, we, he, she, Tora. It's an old SpongeBob reference.
Oh.
You had it set to M for Mini when it should have been set to W for Wumbo. I Wumbo, you Wumbo, he, she, we Wumbo. It's the simple study of Wumbology, SpongeBob. Anyway.
Okay. I'm not a SpongeBob watcher.
I know. Rune Factory 5 for the Switch. Warzone Season 2 Reloaded.
Thank God.
It's not in here, but Fortnite no build mode.
Definitely needed that.
I think it's going to see a giant surge.
Really?
Like all the people that left, at the top end of like creators and stuff that have kind of stopped playing, like Doc and Tim and Shroud and those guys.
So where do you
once you take build out and they're like, oh, it's just back to gunplay ability. All right, sign us up.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying.
The Ascent for PlayStation 4 and 5. Expedition Zero for the PC. Ghostwire Tokyo for the PC and PlayStation 5. Yeah, remember how we said, oh, I've seen enough of that. It's been advertised a bunch and everybody's talking about it. You heard anybody talk about it this week? No. You didn't. Exactly. Because Kirby and the Forgotten Land came out and Kirby's sucking on cars.
That can kill you.
Have you seen him? He takes over a whole car.
Doesn't he look like a hat on the car?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Still sucking on it?
Kirby's kind of weird.
Kirby's whole thing is to suck.
He stretches his body over things. Like some type of freak.
Sure, but it's his mouth hole that he uses over the top of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like he's just holding on to it. If he was holding on to it, it'd be less weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's normal. It's normal to stretch your mouth hole over things.
Number 8. All right. Well, now you made it weird.
Speaking of?
No. What? Jesus. That is a segue I can't endorse. Anyway, number 8 is Tiny Tina's Wonderlands for the PC, PlayStation, Xbox. Yep.
What's the consensus on this one?
Just started today, so I haven't even looked at it.
Okay.
One of the guys in the guild was going to start playing it. A couple of creators I know started playing it, but I haven't heard anything bad. But everybody's been talking about it. All my anything game related has been Kirby and Witcher stuff all week. I'm looking forward to getting into Tiny Tina, but I don't know if anybody's going to play it, so I'm kind of like in a stalemate situation.
Yeah.
I know Dewey wanted to play it, but Dewey's not going to play it on anything I'm going to play it on.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll cause an issue there.
You going PC?
I would probably go PC. But I don't know if anybody else is going to play it or not. So I'm kind of like just in a pause, which isn't a bad thing because I have other things I need to play.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
So
It's
we'll
not
see.
going to matter in a week anyways.
If somebody randomly reaches out and says, "Hey, do you want to play Tiny Tina?" I'll be like, "All right, yeah, sure, I'm in." But like without that, I don't have the urge to push towards it until then.
That's fair. Maybe you'll catch it on sale.
More than likely, that'll be the result that I will come to. Anyway, you want to go into it?
We might as well. Probably
Yes,
a bunch of stories we're going to rip through real quick, and then a couple we'll stop and talk about because it's.
You say that, but seeing how I'm reading off my phone this time and not the tablet, they look much longer than I thought. But I can't tell if that's just because my format has scrunched everything shorter. So
I'll tell you
it's now
this.
taller.
There's none that are particularly like short. There's none that are super long. They're all like, your
Oh, so you'd say
generics.
like a medium story?
Yeah, they're all generic
Ah, all right.
with like a lot. Like most of them have like a little too much fluff, perhaps.
Par for the course. I've been told that before. I got too much fluff.
Too much fluff. Too much fluff in my balls.
Why did you go to Eastbound and Down?
I don't know. Do you want to be odds or evens?
I'd prefer to be even.
All right, number 1, Activision Blizzard announced the first major part of their Level Up U program. The first iteration of the 3-month program, quote, is designed to teach participants the basics of game development and ultimately prepare them for engineering roles within the company, end quote, with classroom work, guest speakers, and mentors. Participants will have travel and lodging expenses covered, and Activision Blizzard is also offering compensation and benefits over the course of the program. Graduates of the program will transition to a full-time engineering role as a regular employee of the company. The publisher says Level Up U is intended to create opportunities for underrepresented communities, but is also encouraging applications from anyone who fits the basic criteria: a programming background, familiarity with C++, a willingness to grow and take on new challenges, and a passion for gaming.
Maybe I should take a look at it. You know what I mean?
Do it up.
I haven't done C++ in about 10 years, but how hard can it be to get back on the horse? You know what I mean? It's only like a nightmare.
I took up trying to learn how to design 3D printing shit.
Oh, that's a fun one.
And I started with some form of like OpenCAD.
Okay, I was gonna say AutoCAD, but yeah, OpenCAD, same thing.
That uses like it's like programming. Like you don't actually like type in like like cube and then like dimensions and then you have to like translate it where you want and all this stuff.
Right,
I'm like,
right,
this
yeah.
was a terrible fucking idea.
See, whenever I'm doing stuff like that, like for like training that I do,
Mm-hmm.
last year or the year before, I read the entire Google Cloud platform like intro book,
Mm-hmm.
300 and 400 some odd pages of just like, here's how we would do things in Google Cloud. And then I went, all right, cool. And then I never used it and I moved on.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the same thing again with Microsoft's Azure
Mm-hmm.
cloud platform, where I'm walking through and doing all the stuff like that. I'm like, I hope I retain that one.
You're like, well, that's cool.
Yep. Read the whole thing, did all the tests, just didn't take the cert, but I don't use Google Cloud, but like Azure I could see myself using.
Yeah. There's actually
Same
really
thing with AWS, but
we're getting off topic already. I saw a neat project that deals with Microsoft's cloud that you create using Raspberry Pi, of course.
Yep.
You it was a bird feeder that took photos of birds and then like would categorize them into what type of bird they are.
okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I've seen stuff like that before.
That's
Or you
pretty
because you can use Raspberry Pis for like trail cams as well, so that people have had those things. No, it's a mix of that, and then I'm doing like my Python stuff on the side with the baseball stuff.
Mm.
But the just sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's neat.
Because I was looking at game jobs again this like last week.
Mm-hmm.
Not because like I want out of mine or anything, but I was just like, man, it'd be nice if I could end up with a fully remote position and just chill.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at like some of the ones of what I think I qualified into. They're like, "Oh, you need all this extra stuff that I do not have," and I was like, "Never mind."
Yeah.
Immediately looking again, I was like, "Imposter syndrome," and I'm out of here. Because they're like, "Oh, I'm looking for a system engineer." I was like, "I'm a system engineer," and then they go, "And you need these things," and I go, "Haha, no, I don't." Moving on.
Well, that's probably your basic, like, you know.
Oh, it was like a programming background because you need to be able to write code and whatever. And I'm like, I do not write code in my role.
I feel like there's like general inflation for job listings where they like inflate the qualifications you need by like 50%.
Oh, for sure. But it's also, attempt to weed people out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to number 2. The judge overseeing the case between Activision Blizzard and the United States Equal Opportunity Commission is prepared to approve the settlement proposed by the two parties. Judge Dale S. Fisher plans to have a final hearing on the matter on Tuesday, March 29th, where she expects to approve the proposal following, quote, limited further argument, end quote, and court-requested revisions to the decree. Under the terms of the proposed settlement, Activision Blizzard promised to create an $18 million fund to compensate and make amends to eligible claimants, as determined by the EEOC. EEOC? I don't know. The publisher also pledged to improve training tools to improve workplace policies and practices, hire an internal employment opportunity coordinator, and bringing in a neutral third-party equal opportunity employment consultant approved by the Equal Opportunity Commission. I hate that. I hate it almost more because you pivot back and forth between EEO, EEOC, and EEOC and EEO because you have to, but it's just, oh my God, it's such a long thing. So, all right, looks like they're going to settle.
The upside is we're almost done because they're going to settle.
With this one.
Oh, there's 2 more lawsuits too.
Yeah. That's this one's gonna settle. So at least the 4-letter acronym is gone, and now we deal with the other acronyms.
Yeah, and the new lawsuits. Another sexual harassment lawsuit has been filed against Activision Blizzard. A law firm filed the suit on behalf of a plaintiff identified as Jane Doe against Activision Blizzard. Jane Doe alleges she had been subject to sexual harassment and discrimination while working at the company. The suit names Activision Blizzard, Blizzard Entertainment, 3 former Blizzard employees, 2 current employees, and Doe's 1 through 25 as defendants.
Eesh.
Many of the allegations in the lawsuit involve Mark Skarupa. Skarupa? Is this a name you're familiar with?
I have never heard of him.
Okay. A former Blizzard staffer who is one of the named defendants and a current Microsoft employee.
Well, I guess, aren't they all? I'm sure that's more of a subtle distinction of like he left before the acquisition happened, but
yeah. Doe was hired as a senior administrative assistant to support Skarupa, and another Blizzard employee in the IT department. Unfortunately, this is a rinse and repeat story. Jane Doe is the victim of various forms of harassment, makes complaints, and gets ignored. She then complains to the executives, which I think she wrote a letter to Brock. What's the guy's name? J. Allen Brock?
Brack.
J. Allen Brack. Gets offered a new position that pays less and is set up for failure for the rest of her tenure.
Sounds like continuous pieces of shit.
Yeah. So that's another one.
Add it to the pile.
Yeah.
Throw the book at them and stop settling with bullshit.
Agreed.
That's really all I got for that.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, like, it's getting annoying because we're doing the same shit over and over and over again. And it'd be nice to have some positive news, not that, like, it's disappointment with the general state of the industry.
Ooh, yeah. Well, here's some positive news.
Psych.
Microsoft has confirmed that partial source code pertaining to Bing and Cortana has been stolen as part of a cyber attack. In a statement, the firm said that it has been actively tracking a large-scale social engineering and extortion campaign on Matt's nostrils. And
I don't think they could have heard that anyway.
No,
so.
I don't think they could have. It should have been canceled out by me anyway, but it is just funny.
I'm a little nasally and congested. Specifically the left side of my face, my left nostril, and my left eardrum. So if I talk a little weird, it's because
the left side of your face.
Yeah, and I sound funny to myself, which, you get into that, like...
Yep. And you hear it, and you're just like, eh. That's mostly because you can't hear yourself, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, they've been actively tracking a large-scale social engineering and extortion campaign and has attributed the threat to hacker group Lapsus with a $sign at the end of their name.
Stylized.
I almost wanted to do the old Lapis Lazuli
yeah.
from Minecraft. In Microsoft's statement... Whoa, hello. Whoa, what? I accidentally turned my phone too far, and now it all completely screwed up. In Microsoft's statement, they explain that Lapises likely gained access to organizations via purchasing employee credentials and multi-factor authentication approval using a password stealer or searching public code for exposed credentials. Microsoft highlighted that, quote, no customer code or data was involved in the observed activities, end quote. The group is also reportedly behind similar cyber attacks on NVIDIA and Samsung, as per VGC.
So apparently...
Perfect, get rid of Bing and Cortana, problem solved.
Apparently I don't believe this. Like, I've seen a bunch of news organizations, like, run it, but I want to see more before, there's a definitive thing on it. There's, like, they think some teenager in the UK is like, the leader of this group.
Hell yeah.
So, but then, like, they caught him because he posted, like, TikTok videos of, like, screenshots, and it's like, that doesn't seem...
Even then, also completely believable, though. Because just because you're smart at one thing doesn't mean you're completely idiotic at the other.
I guess. It just seems outlandish.
You saw the videos we watched.
It seems outlandish.
Somebody trying to saran wrap a bowl and use the edge of the bowl to tear it instead of the... That's honestly the most irritating one.
Yeah, that one... I'm going to be thinking about that one for a while. Silly. Netflix.
It's either that or the drunk guy with the vodka bottle.
Yeah.
Because that one's just an immediate regret.
Through the window?
Straight through the window. Hit the wall. Perfect shot through a second-story window instead.
Like, that wasn't bound to happen, though.
Oh, yeah. But you're painstakingly drunk, getting encouraged by drunk idiots who also couldn't think, there's no way he misses that giant wall, right?
Classic move. Netflix has announced 3 more mobile games that you'll soon be able to play on iOS and Android with a subscription to the streaming service. That's what you get for your $20 a month.
Don't worry, we're gonna go to 25 in 3 months.
This is a true story. It's an educational role-playing game created to, quote, share a true story of a sub-Saharan African woman's daily struggle to get water for her family, end quote.
Okay, hold on.
Holding.
The name of the game.
This is a true story.
That's the name of the game.
Yes.
And the game
yes
is the struggle to find water.
Yes.
In the Sahara.
Yes.
All right. I just wanted clarification.
Sub-Sahara.
Sorry. I apologize to the Sub-Saharans. Are they a people? I don't know.
I think so. Shatter Remastered is an updated take on the brick-breaking game that first released on PS3 in 2009. Don't remember that one.
I mean, honestly, neither do I, but that sounds already like a better game than the first one.
And finally, Into the Dead 2 Unleashed, a hybrid FPS runner game. You'll have to survive waves of zombies. This is a true story. And Shatter Remastered will be available on Tuesday, while Netflix says Into the Dead 2 Unleashed is coming soon.
All right.
We might as well
you
say
gonna
it
use
now.
your $20 subscription to play them?
No.
All right.
Gonna cancel that subscription.
Hey, whoa, wait. Let me make sure I finish what I need to first.
Okay.
Just tell me when my 30 days starts. That's all I need to know.
I'll say now, Netflix also acquired Boss Fight Entertainment, which is known for a free-to-play mobile title called Dungeon Boss.
Oh, all right. I said that like it sounded like I knew the game. I don't, but
I don't either. But, Netflix buying things.
Yeah.
All about the mobile games, it seems.
Yeah, I think they realize that they could corner a market there, kind of. Or at least be first to market with the idea of having the video plus mobile subscription being together.
I mean, I guess it's more value for your money, but...
Yeah, it's just if you leverage it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about other things that are coming. Number 6, CD Projekt Red has announced that it's working on a brand new Witcher game, which will kick off a new saga for the franchise. And the first new mainstream title in the series since The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt that was released all the way back in 2015. The biggest news, however, is that the upcoming Witcher game will see CD Projekt Red switch over from its existing in-house Red engine, which why that? Which the company has been using for over a decade, to Unreal Engine 5 as part of a multi-year strategic partnership between CD Projekt Red and Epic Games. Despite that partnership, the Witcher game won't be exclusive to the Epic Games store, and CD Projekt Red will continue to use Red Engine for some current projects like the upcoming Cyberpunk 2077 expansion. CD Projekt Red is making a point to note that, quote, no further details, such as a development timeframe or release date, are being provided at this time about the new title. What we know so far is that the game will not be called The Witcher 4, and the image shown with the announcement is a Link's Witcher medallion sitting in the snow.
I apparently didn't put it in the article, but one of the big sticking points that I noticed, and it's a big win for Epic, is that the deal that they worked out with Epic also means that any tech or advancements that they make in Unreal Engine 5 gets shared with Epic to be implemented into the engine.
Oh, really? Like they make a tool for it, it gets put in the marketplace essentially.
Exactly, which I feel like is a big win for Epic because it's
free. Yeah.
CD Projekt Red, they're gonna
make tech.
They're gonna make shit. They're gonna make it look prettier.
Yeah, I mean there'll still be CD Projekt bugs in it as per usual, but
yeah. This is like, I feel like the beginning, like this is going to be this is the first big developer that's moved away from like their in-house engine. I feel like that's going to be a trend.
Their version of Creation Engine.
Yeah. That's going to be the trend going forward, is everyone consolidating onto like Unreal, Unity, and I don't know, probably PlayStation will start using
it'll be 50-50.
Decima engine.
It'll
or
be
whatever.
The ones that have been known to be buggy. So like Ubisoft's massive with their Snowdrop has been fine. And like they're gonna try to get probably the rest of their teams on Snowdrop, where like the Red Engine has been the slightly better version of the Creation Engine, but
I don't know if
they're
that's
still
like
buggy.
That's either a compliment to the Creation Engine or an insult to the Red Engine.
It's a backhanded compliment to the Red Engine.
Yeah.
Because they're both in-house projects. They're both filled with bugs.
Yeah.
But the Red Engine has fewer of them.
Yeah. And it looks more modern.
Yes. It is not being held together by a man named Frank in a basement.
Yeah. I'm
excited.
I'm slightly annoyed.
Okay, all right. Well, two different tones.
I feel like we're getting that same issue we've been getting, which is like, let's announce a game that's not going to be out for like 5 years.
Okay. I agree in that regard. I'll counter it with this. They needed to say something that wasn't Cyberpunk related. Just say that you haven't abandoned The Witcher.
Okay.
Because Cyberpunk has been like this shit show that's loomed over you for 3 years.
Game director is the same guy, same game director of Gwent, by the way.
Okay.
In case you're curious.
Yeah, I don't know if that means good or bad.
No idea either.
I mean, Gwent's been fine. It's just been there, but it's not been like a dumpster fire. It's been a meme more than anything. But that's because of how it was used in Witcher 3. So,
all right.
But like they needed to just say that, hey, we have something else coming. So that way some people have hope, because there are multiple reasons, right? It's one of the beloved stories. It is, or beloved franchises or whatever. You've now had 2 seasons of a show. So now you have many eyes now going, hey, is there another one of these coming? Because I mean, we saw it with the first season of Witcher. When that dropped, the spike in the amount of people that were playing Witcher 3.
Yeah.
So now that you've had 2 seasons of it, like, they needed to just kind of say something. Will it be 5 years? Potentially. But
yes, what I had expected was a remaster of the first
3
games.
Oh yeah, 1 and 2. I think that would be very cool. I just don't think they'd have to outsource it. I don't think they have the capabilities in house to do it. Not while trying to put out the fire that is Cyberpunk. And still make another one.
Yeah.
Like if they somehow wrangled Blue Point into going, hey, can you guys like pretty these up and ship them?
Yeah.
Them in PlayStation. Now Kith. But
no kiss.
I'm excited because of everything that we've said with, like, it's not 4. Like, there have been some devs that have been out there from CD Projekt that have been like, bring it down. Bring down your hype. Like, it's not coming soon. Like, here's what we haven't announced today. This. Like, stop saying these things. We haven't announced The Witcher 4. We've announced another story. Like, they've kind of like they've already been trying to like reel it in.
Yeah, because I don't think this is going to be, I don't think we're going to see Geralt in it. My assumption is that
I think we see him in it. I just don't know that we play as him.
My assumption is that it's far removed from what we know of as the Witcher universe.
It would be interesting to see it as either before he's doing his thing, or like on the side. So you kind of know that he exists and he's doing his thing, and like you run past him every now and then, and just being, or like run you to interact like in Kaer Morhen or something, like coming across each other, just being like, "Oh, what's up, Geralt? God, you're so cool."
My guess is that it's long, not
after.
long after, but a good amount after.
I wasn't sure if they would go after or before, because if they go before, it's when you had more Witchers.
Mm-hmm.
Before
After
the
the snow for
everything.
me is the thing, is I think it's dealing with the whole like
Wild Hunt again.
Well, maybe indirectly or maybe directly, but I was thinking it was going to deal with like the prophecy, the whole prophecy that like Ciri's supposed to bring like this like end to the world via like frozen fucking.
Oh yeah, that's a prophecy that like nobody actually. I say nobody actually knows because nobody's read the books.
Yeah.
But like, there's enough people that know.
Yeah, that's my assumption, but that's just me like, taking a random piece of shit, throwing it at the wall, seeing if it sticks.
Fair enough. Speaking of reading the books, now that we're here, I'm into book 2. A little bit. I think I'm in the 3rd or 4th story in it.
What'd you think of the dragon?
Well, it was just what I remembered.
Yeah,
because I saw the show before. I saw season 1 before I read the book. Obviously,
dragon story is a lot different.
Is it? I couldn't remember the exact differences, but I was like, this sounds about what I remember, minus like the fighting, minus the duel part of it.
I mean, it's a lot different. It's a lot different. Just the way the characters interact and like what happens to Yennefer, and then also like the dragon itself, like he just straight up like 1v1s everyone.
Oh yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. I still liked it. I probably liked it better than the show, honestly, but I don't remember enough. I didn't really. And then the story after that is the one with. Oh, I don't remember the wizard's name, but the wizard that's in love with Yen.
Oh yeah.
And she basically leaves him
while
while also leaving you, and he basically tries to have you commit suicide again, or he tries to commit suicide using you as the
suicide via Witcher.
Yes, yeah, exactly, suicide via Witcher.
With the fucking birds.
Yes, Oh, something with a C or a K.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they're called now.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, the birds. Truth is a shard of ice.
Yeah.
And then the story after that is the one that I'm in currently, where you find Dandelion having been thrown out of a house. And you go to talk to the halfling in the bar, and the halfling is not actually the halfling, because the actual halfling got trapped in the closet. And
That's a fun story, actually. That's a really fun. Dandelion's like a riot in the books. Like, I feel like
he is, but he's also so, like, every portrayal of Dandelion is so very Dandelion, because you just also want to go, I hate you.
Yeah.
You're just so obnoxious.
Yeah, that's good. It's good stuff. Am I up next? Is that what's going on here?
Because, yes, that entire situation at the dragon is weird. Is almost weird. When he says, I'm going to call it the Tale of Two Tits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carl's like, quit it. He's like, no.
She fucks with me all the time.
Yeah.
Crazy. Anything you want to... is there anything you want to see from this next Witcher game, or anything that you expect it to be?
No, because if they're taking a full offshoot,
it might not even be an RPG.
I'd prefer it to stay an RPG.
Yeah, I think everyone
It'd be
would.
very weird that they did not RPG.
Everyone would, but
we're
just
FPS Witcher.
Maybe it's some sort of like action adventure game.
I mean, that's kind of what they already are. Let's be honest.
You strip out all the RPG fun stuff, though. It's just like I don't know, fucking Uncharted, but Witcher universe.
Oh, gross.
Think about that.
Actively terrible.
Think about that.
Like, oh, hey, here's your open world beauty. Now you're on rails.
Number 7.
God, you've just made me angry.
Yeah, that's right. Could be anything.
Man, can you imagine though if Uncharted was good games?
Uncharted is good games. First off, you know what's not a good game? Horizon Forbidden West.
Ooh.
Sony announced Monday that
I'm not even done, but I might fight you.
I fucking hate that game.
How do you hate that game?
It's so frustrating.
Right.
I hate it not because it's bad. I hate it because it's so close to good
that they missed them.
Yeah.
But I think we both agree that more than likely it's because of what we suspected before we were both done, where they clearly hit a point and then lopped off part of it.
Yep. And they were like, we got to condense this all down.
Yep.
All right,
but
Sony.
I can understand. I can understand that point.
Yeah, I got a lot of bugs too.
Where it's like
a lot of.
I haven't really had any bugs, but I can understand that point because I know that feeling where you're like, you have so much potential.
Yeah.
And I feel like a movie villain at that point where you're like trying to turn the hero to basically, I'm trying to turn Anakin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you have unlimited power, and he's just refusing me for why? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Why? All high ground. Don't even get me started with the whole Obi-Wan thing.
Yeah. The old, bacon, no bacon.
Oh my God, the genie. Do you want games? Unlimited games. And no bacon? Or no games? And no bacon. That is a reference that nobody listening is going to understand.
Look it up. Sony announced Monday that it has entered an agreement to acquire Montreal-based Haven Studios, which is founded and led by veteran game designer Jade Raymond. Haven and Sony originally announced the partnership just over a year ago, but now Sony is bringing Haven into the fold as one of its first-party PlayStation studios. The price of the deal wasn't disclosed. Based on a press release, it sounds like the game could be a PlayStation 5. Their game could be a PlayStation 5 exclusive, which we kind of already knew that. PlayStation boss Jim Ryan's. What the fuck was that?
That was one of my empty containers. So if anybody heard any bottling bit dancing around, don't worry about it. You're fine.
Yep. Where was I? Jim Ryan said the game will, quote, flex the power of the PlayStation 5, end quote. While Raymond said that, quote, we intend to fully embrace the incredible capabilities of the PS5 to create new worlds that inspire players and allow them to connect in new ways, end quote. The acquisition also means Sony will have its first PlayStation studio in Canada. Oh my God, I'm so stuffed up. Anything you want to say before I continue? Because there's more.
I mean, Jade's had a history to her last 3, so
Yeah, same.
we'll see.
About the acquisition, PlayStation Studios head Herman Hulst said, quote, "We're right." No, we're not right. You're right.
You're damn right I am.
We could have just carried on in the capacity of them being an external development partner. But what Haven has created is so exciting for us. There was just the desire to deepen that relationship. We have been very impressed with how Haven is coming together. It's just easier for us to invest in the team and game more deeply this way. It's a testament to the fact we've been very impressed with the progress that Haven has made. They're actually exceeding a lot of the plans, including in terms of time, which very rarely happens in game development, let me tell you. So we thought, let's invest deeply and do this properly, end quote. The interview goes on for a bit, but when you dig into it, the real major reason that the team is experienced and work well together. So it sounds like Sony was attracted to the idea of a fully developed studio that it didn't have to deal with growing pains. Apparently, the fact that it was a Canadian developer was also a motivating factor. Quote, "I've already seen the caliber of people that Haven have been able to attract. We are finally in Canada. We're finally in Quebec, and we've hit the ground running with a team that's deeply embedded in the area. As you know, we've always been heavily represented on the west coast of the U.S., in Tokyo, in the UK, in Amsterdam, and now in Helsinki with Housemarque. So it's great to be able to tap into pools of creative talent in different parts of the world," end quote. So yeah, was immediately like a little turned off by this, but you know, Sony's on this kick of buying talent, so
They're on the kick of buying unproven talent. I mean, this is clearly unproven. The other ones are more like they've done something for them already, so then they acquire them type of thing.
yeah, I think they're like really. This kind of just screams that they're really worried about Microsoft and all the influx of assets they've acquired.
There's definitely that concern. My thing is kind of what we talked about earlier in the week when it happened. What did you show them to make them so in love with it?
Yeah,
I have like scary things there. Like, oh, we made this, whatever it is. I'm assuming it's a live service game.
it is a live service game.
So it's like we've made a live service game that is going to pillage your user's pockets.
I had the same exact thoughts because like they must have shown Sony exactly what Sony wants from a game.
There's definitely that potential thing where they, all right, we're looking for a game with this. Oh, really? Well, I got something that can do that. And you're like, oh, you told them everything they wanted to hear.
Yeah, we made this too in 6 months.
Yeah, and I just would put money on it that I can get it up to the level you want 3 weeks from now. I can have this game ready for fall. Your thoughts? Give me money. Here we go. You like Canada? I'm in Canada. Boom, problem solved. I give you a whole country. We're just perfect.
All right, so blow up in their face or not blow up in their face?
Not blow up in their face, but this interview will be referenced when the game comes out and everybody goes, what did you see?
Or the first time it gets delayed?
No. The first time it gets delayed, they'll be fine because they'll say, that's fine. We're moving to the second. The second time, though, that's the issue. It's almost like, once again, Matt, we're the greatest think tank in the world because I'm stating the most obvious things that have ever happened.
Yet no one else sees them.
The
people who
there's a few things
have a lot of money don't see them.
They either don't see them, or the other talking heads that exist are just so optimistic all the time that they don't understand that they've literally been getting hand-fed things incorrectly constantly.
Is that the key to ultimate riches? Just being
sheer
optimistic.
optimism. Oh,
Yeah,
well, never sign me up for that then.
I'm fucked.
I'd be insufferable. And I probably already am insufferable. Anyway, let's move on to number 8. Ubisoft has unveiled new development technology designed to use cloud computing to improve how it builds its games, expand the scope of its titles, and potentially bypass hardware restrictions. The tech runs components of Ubisoft's game engines, such as audio, physics, and AI, as individual systems in the cloud, spreading the work across a potentially unlimited number of machines. Yeah, that's how cloud works. According to the publisher, Ubisoft claims games using Scalar will be able to, I guess they're calling it Scalar will be able to leverage a virtually infinite amount of computing power. For players, this will translate to larger game worlds with a higher number of concurrent players and potentially more scope for persistency, so their actions have a permanent impact on the world. Having played a lot of Ubisoft games, this sounds fucking terrible. I'm Ron Burgundy. That's exactly what they need. Another excuse to make their games even bigger and more meaningless. They can't even get their normal game engines to run right. Throw in the cloud and we'll get a whole new level of jank/end rant.
That was me, by the way, that last part.
It's 100%. He hit me with the Ron Burgundy. Here's my immediate thought. I like where their heart's at.
Oh, yeah.
I
That's
get
classic Ubisoft.
Exactly. I like what they are trying to do. I like what they're trying to accomplish with that. Here's my immediate issues. It's Ubisoft, issue 1. Issue 2, that means you're referencing having an always online game.
Yep.
That's an issue. Issue 3, which world that you currently have does that seem like a good idea for?
Which world do you currently have needs to be bigger?
Or have more players in it, or have permanence. What world? Assassin's Creed, single player, doesn't matter. Division is already a massive open world with, you could add more people into that world, but like other than just allowing more friends to play together or whatever, or have more interaction.
Wouldn't really do anything.
Like, okay, you can make the world bigger, I guess, like you could to accommodate the more people so it didn't feel crowded. But even after that happened, you don't need the permanence part of it. That doesn't need to be there. Skull and Bones. That's just an issue. That's not like anything relevant to this. That's just an issue.
that's vaporware.
It's literally just anytime Ubisoft comes up and anybody wants to list issues like sexual harassment, racism, terrible game design, Skull and Bones, like that's just gonna get in the list. And
all right, let's talk about real games.
Far Cry, and Watch Dogs. What's the point? Far Cry is already a single player game that has permanence in it because it's what I do. Watch Dogs is mostly single player with a multiplayer component, but you again have permanence already, and the worlds are both massive.
I don't know. I think
Hyperscape would have been a bigger map with more people, but you've already killed it. X Defiant is about to get killed. Your other game you already killed. Like what? Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. Okay, you could put more people in it, but you already can put pretty decent amount of people in it, and it's already a massive world. So I guess the two Tom Clancy's and Division and that make the most sense at the moment, but you're going to tell me that Rabbids needs it? Rayman Legends needs it? Just Dance needs permanence?
Ubisoft needs to reassess their image a little bit.
They need to find an image because at this point they fucking lost it.
I think the problem is the image they want to find and are trying to find is like a terrible idea, which is basically like, let's do mobile games, let's build a bunch of mobile games, and let's also try to do a bunch of generic live service games where we sell shit to people.
I don't know if this is 100% true what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it.
Well, if you say it, it's probably going to become true.
That's true. I think Eve needs to fire a bunch of his C-suite people and put people with actual passion back in the role and not money.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
when they
they're
had Ubi Arts and all these other things, and they were being considered like innovative in
they're turning into EA
late
essentially.
2010s or like early 2010s kind of, where they were dropping these newer style games, and you had just this obsession with like things like Splinter Cell and everything else kind of running through. But now you're turning into EA, who is already turning to shit. So why are you trying to model yourselves after a company that can literally only make 2 games?
Yeah.
Or sorry,
I'll
apologize. 3 games. They can make Apex, 4 games. Look at me counting up. Why am I counting up? They can make 4 games. They can make Madden, FIFA, Sims, Apex. That's it.
I mean, I would argue that Madden and FIFA are basically the same game.
Well, here's the thing. They're the same game year after year. So like once you've now found the formula, you don't need to change anything.
Yeah.
So you're really making 2 games.
The last like interesting game that Ubisoft made was Phoenix. What's it called?
Oh, and Rainbow Six. Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Yes. And they didn't even market it well. So
No, they marketed it terribly. It was exactly what we wanted, an out in 4 months game.
Yeah.
You played it. It also got DLC, but like they swept it under the rug because it was not out in 4 months. They announced it as Gods and Monsters. Everybody went, I'm really confused. What the fuck is that? Then a year later at the next E3 conference, we heard Immortals Phoenix Rising. Saw the same game, went, wait, that's Gods and Monsters. And then 4 months later it was out, and then it kind of got swept under the rug.
Yep. And everyone was suffering from fucking burnout because Ubisoft just released like Watch Dogs 2 and Assassin's Creed. Yeah. And so it got like fucked.
I'm pretty sure it was Watch Dogs into Phoenix Rising into Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. All right, number 9.
So unless they're trying to pull the Titanfall issue and they wanted to kill the studio that made Phoenix Rising.
Yeah. Wanted them to work on Skull and Bones, probably.
Honestly, cancel every one of your games then, because you're going to need every studio you have.
All right, Rockstar.
Where's Beyond Good and Evil 2? You came out and cried on stage.
You know what's great is that of all the games they've released, the most latest one is probably the one we're going to see first. The last one they announced is probably the game we're going to see first.
Heartland?
Yes.
Yes. I'd agree.
That's fucking nuts. Rockstar Games announced GTA Plus, a new subscription service for GTA Online for the PS5 and Xbox Series. It's set to launch on March 29th. It'll cost $6 a month and will be available through the Microsoft Store and PlayStation Store. Of the listed benefits, players will receive $500,000 in in-game currency monthly and will be able to claim virtual property within GTA Online. Do you see anything else about this?
Not exactly. I saw like a breakdown of what they were exactly saying. Like you can rent property, get the money, yada yada. So there was a breakdown that they posted, but I didn't like pay too much attention to it because I wasn't about to go get it. I like the idea. I like the idea 7 years ago though.
Yeah. You want to know what's annoying? I didn't put it in here is I keep seeing rumors about GTA 6.
Oh, of course, yeah. Just wait, because next year next year is going to be all Elder Scrolls rumors. Because once Starfield's out, it switches all to that.
God, I forgot Starfield's coming out.
Yep,
theoretically.
Yep. So once that theoretically comes out, everything pivots to Elder Scrolls and GTA 6 rumors, and now Witcher rumors.
Jesus Christ. Ugh.
Cheese and rice, number 10. I do like the idea. I like what they're going for because they made online free. So once they made online free, if they had made online free and dropped this at the same time in 2015, I would have been all over it.
Yeah, it's a neat idea for sure.
Because once the first heists were done, and it took that while to give out the mega heist thing, the only way was to spend like an entire weekend rerunning all the heists to try to get enough money. And unless you threw shark cards at it, you literally couldn't get enough money to do certain things. So, all right, now you just give somebody $500,000 a month, and like, okay, that you can make that work, kind of. But it's like, oh my god. Anyway, Number 10. At GDC 2022, Microsoft unveiled a new cloud gaming division that is part of Xbox Game Studios Publishing. This division is headed by Kim Swift, who joined Microsoft last year to help the development of cloud-native games. In a GDC 2022 talk, she revealed that the team's mandate is to partner with world-class game development teams to develop cloud-native games to bring unprecedented experiences to players that can only be achieved with cloud technology. And in case you're keeping score at home, they're going to do it better than Ubisoft is.
I'm thinking we might see that Xbox streaming stick this year.
Now, I gotta ask, because I need you to check my ego. Did I come up with that when we were initially doing E3 predictions X amount of time ago? And I said I think that the cloud gaming thing will end up being like a USB dongle, basically, that you shove into a TV. Or did that actually get leaked somewhere and then I claimed it?
Bro, you're asking someone who has probably the worst memory in New York State.
I mean, that's not the country.
I'm trying to not, I'm trying to give myself a little credit here. Honestly,
I'm just curious because I do predict the future a lot.
Yeah.
But that was one I felt so sure of that I can't tell if I came up with such a great idea or if it was a
here's
leak.
my take on that. It feels right.
Which means...
But I feel like if you had nailed it that closely, we would have talked about it more.
That's true.
So
but
I'm like on the
also,
fence about this.
But also they haven't announced it at all. Like that's what I was expecting when they said that when they had the cloud stuff and they were going to do their new unveil of whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, that's clearly what it is. And then it wasn't that. So, yeah.
I think they did acknowledge that they were working on something.
I thought so too, but I don't 100% remember. So,
I don't know.
I mean, I want to take my victory laps, but I can't take them if the thing doesn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I could dig through the doc or something. Well, no, because if you wouldn't have written it in the E3 prediction.
No, I wouldn't have written it. I don't think it was a written down conversation. I think it was a spoken word conversation.
Ah.
Yeah, because, we do
spoken word.
I say we do spoken word here.
All right, rumors and hearsay. You're going to like these.
No, I'm not.
The upcoming Star Wars Fallen Order, whatever the fuck that game's called. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order 2 will be shown during the Star Wars Celebration event this May, according to GamesBeat's Jeff Grubb.
I can't wait to just be unbelievably annoyed.
All right. Fair enough.
Well, you remember the ending of the first one.
I didn't like it. I don't remember. I remember
the ending of the first one.
I liked the Darth Vader part.
Right, that part was good, but the ending was him destroying the holocron to not be able to go find the kids that were Force sensitive and let them just live their lives.
Yeah.
So,
but at the same time, he was like, "Let's restart the Jedi Order or whatever."
Right, but then he blew up the way he had to figure out where people were.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, so you're just gonna, all right, man. Guess we're doing it again.
Yeah.
Let's go steal some kids.
Whatever. Ubisoft Massives.
I would do an Irish accent, but I can't.
That's fair.
Do a little Qui-Gon.
Ubisoft Massive Star Wars project, as in like Massive Studios, not Massive.
Yes.
Yeah. Star Wars project is not going to see the light of day until 2025 at the earliest, according to rumors.
I mean, that sounds about right. That'd be a 4-year cycle from when we heard about it. So
yeah, it makes sense. Tencent is working with Ubisoft on a Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed, and The Division mobile games. And I wrote, yuck.
You know what? Sure. I
not surprised, but disappointed, maybe.
I assume the Assassin's Creed one would be like mission table style. Division could run into like a PUBG scenario. And then what was the other one? Watch Dogs?
Rainbow Six, I think.
Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
Also a Watch Dogs style. Or Watch Dogs, like a PUBG. Like it's a shooter.
The problem I have now,
the Assassin's Creed one is weird.
the problem I have now is the same problem that we have with Ubisoft. Is all of their franchises have gotten so close to each other that it's like hard to imagine why would you need 3 separate games of those.
I can't wait till that's one game.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
It's Desmond Miles dressed up in a Rainbow Six outfit, shooting a Division agent.
Yeah,
and everybody's just like, whoa. Just finally put all the worlds together. Stop this joke that they're separated. Give me the Watchdog setting that is inside of Black Friday, New York City, Division 1.
And you're fighting the Templars.
Exactly. Who are the cleaners? The guys with the giant flamethrowers on their back that are garbage men. But they're the Templars. Who cares?
Playground Games' Fable reboot got off to a slow start and slow progress because of their lack of knowledge with open world RPGs. Playground also reportedly has a, quote, do more with less ethos, which worked for games they had experience with, like Forza, but worked against them with the new project. And this was all according to a dev who left Playground Games. He did say, though, that like they got past all those hurdles because they hired a whole slew of people who had experience with these things. So.
Yeah, it was a weird studio to give Fable to anyway.
Yeah.
I can't wait, though, for when I'm slaughtering white Balverines and that skill song comes on, though.
Can't wait for when I'm fucking kicking chickens and I get a wheel spin.
Oh, dude. Hold on, let me pause real quick. Let me see what sword I'm about to get. Here we go. What do you mean I just got boots again? Oh, this cosmetic system sucks.
That's me.
You're going to be spinning for titles for people to call you, and everybody's just going to be trying to hunt Chicken Chaser, and that's the only way you can get it is in a wheel spin.
Seasonal wheel spin.
Yeah. 1 in a million chance inside of a season that happens once every 4 weeks. Don't give them ideas, Matt.
It's too late.
Why do we speak the truth? I speak the true.
According to Bloomberg, Sony plans to announce its Game Pass competitor next week.
What do we think they're going to call it?
I think the code name right now is something with an S.
Do we think they call it?
I want to say it was like Savage. It was like codename Savage or something like that.
Savage was above, I thought. Didn't I read Savage earlier? Scalar. Oh, man. I kind of want them to name it something underhanded. Gamefly.
Pull on the nose.
I mean, they don't also have to buy the company Gamefly.
They did, didn't they?
I don't remember if they did. I don't think they did.
They bought one of them.
They bought Gaikai, but Gamefly was the
rental one.
The rental one, not the streaming one. That was Gaikai.
I don't know. I just assume it's going to be some fucking PlayStation Pass or something.
Oh my god, if it was Plus Pass or Pass Plus.
So annoying.
It honestly might be even worse, though. It might be like the PlayStation Plus Pass game subscription. Like just
PlayStation Plus.
Oof. Plus Pass. The PPP. The triple P. The PlayStation Plus Pass. P cubed.
P cubed. Damn. That's hot marketing.
Listen, all I'm saying is just hire us. You know what I mean?
That
goes back to the Blizzard. We didn't even cover that in the Blizzard shit. That, again, we came up with a great idea for the next WoW expansion.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody else online went, oh, here's a great idea. And we're like, hey, you motherfuckers.
Stop stealing it. Yeah. Vacation spot.
Though that image that you shared, by the way, has been around for like 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Not that exact post, but like that image came out during the whole Cataclysm thing, like right after Cataclysm, because that's when Kazan showed up, and that's the Gallic statue outside of Kazan. So that was always the like haha joke of like a tropical retreat to Kazan, and I'm pretty sure that image or one like it has been around for a few years.
Finally, the PlayStation VR 2 has a demo at GDC 2022, and a couple developers have said it's mind-blowing. It's
so mind-blowing, bro. I just smacked my mic. All right, I mean, hey, we'll see what it is.
Melting my brain.
The vision, the colors.
Yeah.
But, all right, yeah, cool.
Yeah. Do you want me to do the short shit?
Yeah, let's burn through it.
CEO of Kickstarter is stepping down after 3 years. The company's blockchain plans are remaining unchanged.
Weird.
Tekken Bloodline, an animated series, is coming to Netflix worldwide in 2022.
I have no idea what that means.
Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has officially been delayed to spring 2023.
Not surprising.
Epic is donating 2 weeks of Fortnite proceeds to the Ukraine's humanitarian relief.
So here comes about $3 billion.
Last time I looked, it was already up to $50 million.
All right, I wasn't that far off. A few zeros.
The Overwatch 2 closed beta starts April 26th on PC only.
Hey, that is PAX weekend.
It looks like
You
journalists
fucks.
and influencers were invited, so I'm sure we'll hear about it in the future.
I signed up. I'm an influencer and a journalist. I'm one of those things. No, I'm not either of those things.
Sony is planning to release a variable refresh rate feature for the PS5 in the coming months. Sony says it will also allow PS5 owners to apply VRR to games that don't officially support it.
Weird.
EA Sports PGA Tour will be launching in spring of 2023.
Curious to see what that looks like.
And let's see here.
Seeing how PGA Tour from 2K was kind of lackluster.
It seems like it has more licensed stuff. So,
Right, which I think was probably part of the issue with the 2K one. But I'm curious if it's more like an old PGA style game from EA where it's like very complete. Like, yeah, you're going to be able to go to whatever course you want. You have all the golfers, you know.
mm-hmm.
Something where you and I would actually sit down and like jam to it versus being like, well, there's about 7 golfers and 6 courses. Good luck.
Yeah. Apparently, the entire GSC Game World studio is moving from Ukraine to Prague and continuing development of Stalker 2.
I mean, that's a hell of a thing.
Yeah, it's not set in stone yet. I think it's mostly
I know, but still, it's just like, oh, yeah, we're in war. Anyway, can we move so we can keep making this? Like, those guys are nuts.
Well, I mean, why not? They want to move their entire staff anyways to keep them safe, so why not?
Well,
just
yeah,
be
yeah.
like-
I mean, like, it makes sense. It's a good move, but it's just like contextually, it's just crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's a weird situation for sure.
Like, oh, Matt, we need to do the podcast in a different country because we're getting bombed. Like,
Yeah, Canada invaded finally.
them and their damn meese. Their meese and their syrup. Always after me, Lucky Charms. Why?
Ilphonic, the team behind Friday the 13th, the game, Predator Hunting Grounds, have announced Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed.
Did you see this?
Yes.
It looks interesting.
It does, but
Because it looks like a fun play on Phasmophobia, kind of.
it's not. That's my problem with it. Was I saw it and I was like, oh, that'd be cool if this was a fun play on Phasmophobia. And it's still a 4v1 asymmetrical multiplayer game.
Yes, I saw the V1 part, and that's the part that kind of did also get me. And I was like, you guys could have just done a Phasmophobia. Yeah. So I guess I wasn't thinking that it was a for sure play as the Ghost. I thought there was probably an option, but
I also was hoping that same thing, but then they described it as a 4v1 asymmetrical multiplayer game, and I was like, fuck.
But Elise and James are writing for it.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Did not know
They're
that.
they're the writers on it.
God. Well, that, gives me more faith in the writing.
And Greg and Raul are voice acting in it.
As they should, really.
Right, but I have more faith in the writing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Raul will be fine. Oh, Greg's like over the top anyway, so I'm sure.
Oh,
he'll
Greg's
probably
just
be fine as
insane.
well,
I mean,
so.
him and Raul both do absolutely fine. Raul
Yeah.
was a literal actor, and he
We'll
does
see.
great and everything. But like,
I mean, I'm curious. I'm definitely curious, and I'd like to see more. If it is just a straight 4v1,
if it's another
then
4v1, I
I'm
don't
not-
care.
Yeah, I'm not in it.
I like the idea that they would be like it's a good universe to do it in and everything, but the V1 part is just unnecessary.
Yeah.
And you're going to find people that don't want to bother with that because they just don't want to, like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Microsoft has stated that it will recognize Raven Software's union, the Game Workers Alliance, if Activision Blizzard does so.
Microsoft about to be like, recognize them, or I am going to walk down the hallway and beat the shit out of you. Just recognize them. Which is even funnier because that means that like the parent company is like, yeah, sure, we're fine with it.
Yep.
And the middling company is like, no, you. And they're like, wait, what do you mean? Dad said yes. So yeah, all right, been a week. You been up to anything? You already said no, so all right, my week.
You can continue.
Yeah. Not to belittle your week, but you literally did say you did nothing.
Yeah, I mean, nothing worth mentioning.
Oh, well, all right, fair enough. Mine was just WoW rating, basically. Played a little bit of Gran Turismo, but not much. WoW rating, and
I heard a rumor that you're top 500 guild.
that is not true.
Top 1,000
That
guild.
is not the number I gave you.
1,000. I was pumping you up. My bad.
Yeah. U.S. top 1,000 right now.
Top 1,000. They're going to be top 500.
Top 2,500 world, I think, according to the last time I looked.
They'll be top 100. Don't worry.
So top,
Like I jumped from 500 to 100.
Yeah. In
Top
world,
10.
yeah. And I said you said 500 U.S. and then went 100 world, which mathematically doesn't work.
They're making world first.
Yeah, I'm gonna somehow now leap past all of them that have been there forever and jump into the jailer and kill it right before they even finish.
1v1 jailer, I heard.
Yeah. I'm gonna go challenge him to a duel for the fate of society, for the fate of the world. No, it's been fun. The last group that I was raiding with, I don't count our Sanctum stuff because we didn't really raid during that. I mean, we did it, but like we were never consistent. I think we did it for like 3 weeks and that was it. But in Castle, we were 13,000th something in the world, I think. From what I remember. I don't remember our US ranking. But like we got AOTC and we were good and it was fun and it was enjoyable. But then I, left and I took the step to this one and now we're sub 1,000 in the US and it's like it doesn't feel it still. Like
Really?
I still feel like I'm in 10,000th or something, because until you look at it, you don't know. And when you're watching like the world first races and you like have your own frame of reference of where they are, you're like, oh yeah, we're not even close. But like we're 7 out of 11 in heroic right now, so it's like okay, we're moving along.
Yeah.
We kill a couple more and we probably jump a couple more 100 spots, or we even step foot in Mythic and we can probably move a couple spots as well. But it is just,
You guys should hop in and try to kill like one.
Yeah, like a couple bosses and just like jump the rankings immediately.
Just to see. I'd be curious. It'd be an interesting experiment.
Like how much does it take to get one Mythic kill and where does that put us?
Yes.
But we're the top guild on the server, but that doesn't mean anything because it's basically a dead server.
God, shots fired. Dead server.
Oh, I mean, it basically is. I'm pretty sure, though, even if we left and went to Illidan, which is the biggest U.S. server, I think one of the raid guys was doing it. One of the officers was doing the math. And it was something like we would still be top 100 on Illidan, even if we left right now.
That's pretty dope.
So that's pretty cool. Illidan has Liquid on it and those guys. So it was still pretty cool to be there. But we've got a bunch of players in for this run, and some are just massive pumpers. I've got my 4 set now, so it's been fun. There have definitely been a couple times though where I've been like, shit's gonna go down. There have been a couple moments where some people have like a weird tone or like start an argument, and I'm like, I don't know why we're having this argument right now or like this tone.
Yeah,
and
like the atmosphere in here is getting
I
weird.
usually just raid muted anyway, like unless I really need to say something, which is very rare at this point. But it is so far funny. The interesting thing is going back to our conversation at the very beginning of me joining this group and like, oh, are you taking over and whatever. I got asked to be in a meeting on Wednesday.
Spoilers. He is.
Not exactly. I got asked to be in a meeting on Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was sitting at work or whatever, and the GM messaged me and was like, "Can you make a 7:00 meeting?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess so." I was like, "How long?" He's like, 5 minutes." It's like, "Okay, yeah, I can do that," because I had to go play volleyball too. And so I go into this meeting, and there's probably like 7 of us in there, officers and myself and one of the other guys, and then a couple of 3 other people. So 7 of us. And the conversation was basically along the lines of he wanted to apologize for being a poor raid leader, and like there apparently had been stuff getting said and thrown around about people that I had no idea what was happening. It wasn't about me, so I was
like talking behind people's backs type stuff,
kind of, and down about people and whatever. So he had them in there and would apologize to him and whatever. And I was like, I have no idea what he's even talking about. What wasn't in the conversations I was being a part of.
Yeah.
And I messaged the other guy that was in there with me. I was like, wait, why are we here? Because do you have any idea what he's talking about? I'm like, no. And then he's like, all right, well, the reason you two are here, and I think one of the other guys or whatever is we kind of want you guys to be the go-between between the officers and everybody else. And I was like, all right, I'll handle
Sergeant.
that. Yeah, I think he came up with captain. It's not no official roles or anything.
Yeah.
But it's you guys are always usually listening and around and everything. So just if stuff gets brought up or whatever, and you think it needs to be brought to our attention, just let us know, and we can't be everywhere type of thing. And then he did bring up at some point there's probably going to be another officer vote because 2 of the previous officers from the last raid left.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably going to, or they stopped playing. They're still active in the Discord and stuff, but they basically stopped playing enough to be considered officer.
Yeah.
So he's at some point we're probably going to look for another one, and we'll figure that out at that point or whatever. But then, so it's just that those moments where I'm like, yep, here we go, sign me up. Not because I really want power, because that's the whole comes with responsibility issue.
Yeah.
Hey, be here, answer the questions, whatever, yada yada.
Yeah, deal with these people.
But there are times where it's I see them, I don't know the conversations they were having, and then we get to raid and they come up with something, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Why would you do it this way? Do it this way. And
it was
so
an officer conversation that you weren't privy to.
Yeah. There's, they were having some strat conversation. I was messaging the raid leader during raid last night because we only raid 2.5 hours now.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to get in and get stuff done.
Yeah.
From the start of our raid, it took us 20 minutes to pull a boss.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're down to 2 hours.
Yeah.
But it took us 20 minutes because people were the other guy was moving groups around because of the way some trinkets work, where if you're in the same group number in the raid as somebody of the same covenant or whatever, you give them a bonus type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's you wanted to arrange those people or whatever. I was and I messaged him, I was how consistent is our roster getting with the same 20 people being here? It's pretty consistent, maybe -1 or 2. I was well, you guys can have all these groups just pre-configured in this tool that we use, and then just hit apply, and it will just do it. And we don't have to wait these 45 minutes of people going, well, put me here, put me here, put me here, put me here. You just have it done.
Yeah.
And move on.
Maybe they should hire you.
They know it exists. They just forget.
They should hire you / promote you / whatever you as the strategy officer.
Yes and no, but not really. The guys mostly know their stuff, strategy wise. One guy does a lot of the research. One guy's just the GM, deals with the people.
Mm-hmm.
The other one knows a lot of the classes and has the math down of what would be optimal and yada yada. I can do weak auras and raid notes and stuff like that for actual timing things and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing the stuff like that, how to get the most out of certain things.
Yeah.
But I bring it up to him, he's I honestly completely forgot that wasn't even an option of that. And I was yeah, it would just save us 20 minutes.
Yeah. Thinking with your dipstick.
God, such a good commercial. Miss it. All right, but that's all. That's just a fun little WoW recap.
I got no recaps.
There's been nobody else. I've only seen the new guild. I still log on to both my old servers to do stuff on alts or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I have not logged in and caught anybody else online.
That's kind of sad.
It's not surprising to me either, though,
Wow.
because for the most part, I also know all those people,
Mm-hmm.
and none of them are on. So it sucks, sure, but listen, they don't want to play, they don't have to play. I'm not gonna ever make somebody do something.
Life moves on. WoW finds a way.
That's true. WoW is inevitable. It's like we have one guy in the guild that constantly complains that he's just going to leave and quit, and he did quit. He quit after the last raid.
Yeah.
And said, like, all right, I'm done. But I think it was more because he had a bunch of other stuff going on, college and whatever. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's young and reckless,
Yeah.
So whatever, go live your life. He'll just show up in Discord at like 2 a.m. if we're just doing keys. He'll just show up for 5 minutes, not say anything, stoned out of his mind, and just leave again. And we're like, all right, man, see you later. But he left, and then he slowly was getting the urge because the new patch came out, so he got the urge, and he came back, and he was playing some stuff.
Everyone needs a hit.
Exactly. He came back to get his hit, then he was playing, he was starting to get addicted again, and then he had an experience where either this morning or last night, he went into a random pug group. They kicked him for low DPS, which was bullshit. I mean, according to him, the boss is only at like 3% health remaining on the pole, so they just did one more pull, they would have killed it, and it would have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But then he's like, God, I hate this game. That's it. I quit. I'm like, I'm probably just gonna stop playing again, like whatever. And I was like, yep, all right, we'll see you in 3 weeks. Because they love to just scream that, and then it's like, yep, you'll walk right back in. We all do it.
You'll be back.
Yeah, they always come back. They always come back for my loot in the dark. All right, but that's it. Now we'll see you guys in 7 days when I have been playing all day for MLB The Show. Bye-bye.